Welcome back to In Between Sets. Today,
Unfiltered.
Today we have a really exciting episode because we're talking about something that we are both so passionate about, and Amanda herself is deep in it right now. So
fucking deep.
Yeah.
Like we
so
are
this one's
balls
going to
deep.
be. There's probably going to be a couple of tangents. There's probably going to be some brutal truth. So buckle in. But before we get started, personal updates as always. Amanda, how is prep going?
So I won't say a whole lot too much because I'm sure we're going to really get into the deep depth of it, of what I've been feeling, experiencing the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, now 20 weeks into dieting, I can't believe I've been dieting for 5 months straight now and 12 kilos down. And I honestly thought, I was cruising. I mean, me and Paul literally said on the podcast yesterday that we filmed together that prep has felt easy. And then it wasn't till really maybe even actually yesterday I got home and I was like, I'm in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am feeling some shit here because I was just, I don't know what I was running on, but I was running on something. 20 weeks went like that and I was like, this prep is easy. If I had to end this prep now, fucking see you later. Mind you, though, my protocols were way harsher than my last one. But yeah, coming to the very end of it, now I am actually starting to feel it. So do you know what? A lot of it has just been mindset, prioritization, having strong systems in place and strong boundaries within my day-to-day routine. And I think that's why the prep has felt easy, because I think it's purely from having better boundaries, systems, everything in place this time round, and mindfulness time as well that I never used to do, that has made it feel so easy. But it still has felt hard, but I think that just proves that with any goal you chase, if you have the right systems and structure in place, it's what's going to carry you there. You're not going to get there by just trying to wing it and burn your fucking bridges.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like at this point in prep, it all becomes mental because you're on a roll with your training, nutrition. All of that is just it's just you've got that momentum going. At this point, it's all mental. It's all a mental game.
And that's a big thing we want to talk about today as well. It's being an athlete goes so deeper than just getting shredded to stage.
Absolutely.
The mindset that's required, which is why I was drawn to this sport in the first place. It's funny. I think a lot of people get drawn to this sport because of the shredded physique.
Yes.
That was a byproduct for me. For me, even when I was a teenager, I was like, it seems so grindy and mental toughness and discipline and embracing the suck. I was so drawn to that.
Literally.
I was like, I want to do hard shit, I was like, that seems like the thing.
Yeah.
That's what got me into bodybuilding. But these days, it's about fucking Instagram, man. But I won't go too hard there just yet. We'll save it for some good discussion later. But what about you? What's been going on with your life? You recently told us last time that you had started a bit of a tidy up phase.
Yes. So we are, I think, 4 weeks into tidy up phase now. Definitely feeling a lot leaner. I feel like myself again. My digestion has improved so much. Honestly, I reckon I could do a whole episode just talking about digestion now, because after all the research and everything I've done trying to fix my own digestion, I'm like the gut health queen right now.
Do you know what, though? It's more common than you think.
Yes.
I did a podcast with Taylor Belshaw, and even she was saying, she's like, I didn't binge. I didn't, go and be retarded on food or anything.
Same.
But let me tell you, the digestion and getting all that right after took time, a lot of inflammation. And I was the exact same. I never had blowouts after the prep. I maybe had one night where I just overate too much.
Same,
I was like,
had one
girl,
night that was not good.
You pushed it too hard. I'm sore in the stomach here.
Yep, I had that.
But I never had moments of just lashing out. And that is someone that also I suffered with a lot of digestive issues post it, and a lot of water retention in my fucking face and my stomach.
Yeah. So all of that has finally settled, thank God. So I just feel like myself again. I'm 6 months post-show, I think next week, which is just absolutely crazy. So
5 months me in, 5 months you out.
Yeah, wow, there
What
you go.
the fuck?
That is so weird. So yeah, tidy up phase is going good. Training feels good. Strength is high. Pretty much all back to all my pre-prep weights. Getting strong as fuck. I feel like muscle is starting to come through again. Physique is just really normalizing, and I'm in a good routine. I'm just in a good routine again. Really fell back in love with training and tracking and doing all of the things. The burnout post-show is just completely gone.
I feel like that's the reality of how long it can take. Like
Oh,
5 months for a lot of
absolutely.
people seem like a long time. You know, it actually is a long time. I think a lot of people think you do a show in 8 weeks, you bounce back into normal
Yeah,
life.
nah.
You're in for a rude awakening if you think that is the case, because I was exactly like you. I think it took me a good 5-6 months post-show to really feel good within myself again. And I think I've taken much greater strategies and measures this prep to ensure that my health is in a better spot coming out of this one, alongside, look, just with the experience and athlete maturity of now doing a 3rd season, I already can feel within myself that this post-show may just be one of my best ones yet, just purely because how I was feeling this time around this leanness or this close to show my last preps, a very, very different one. Like I feel so much more in tune and control of just who I am and what I'm doing, and just being able to manage things a lot easier, from hunger to impulsivity, emotions. I think that's just something that comes over time with the more you do this sport and the longer you stay in it. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Like prep is so much more than just getting lean.
Yes,
There is so much more than that.
anyone can diet.
Yes.
We were saying this in the car, that anyone can diet, but not everyone can be an athlete.
Yeah, or a good athlete.
A good athlete.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, an athlete, it goes so much deeper than just getting like stage lean. Like this episode today, we want this to be the insight that's not glamorizing prep, because the glamorizing part of prep is essentially 1%, if that, of the whole entire
It's one
fucking
day.
prep. It's one day, and
Yeah.
it's all people really see on social media.
Yep.
And the reality of it is, like, it takes a very strong mental individual to be able to go through a contest prep, make it to the stage in one piece in not completely losing themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is so many people. There is a reason why there is a large percentage of people that step into this sport, especially now in the modern day age, and they don't come back. There is a reason, because they didn't have the mental capacity. And this is where there's a lot of inner work to be done when it comes to this sport. And not everyone can do this sport. That is the reality. And I don't know about you, but this might be a bit controversial, but bodybuilding isn't meant to be super fucking inclusive for everyone.
It's an extreme sport.
It is an extreme sport.
Yeah, it's not a fucking Instagram trend.
It's not meant to be anyone and everyone can do it. That's why it's so appealing, because not everyone can fucking do it.
100%.
But I feel like in this day and age, anyone can do it. But not everyone looks like they deserve to be up on that fucking stage either.
Yeah,
I think a
agree.
lot of people look at these physiques, that people that do really well because they give the sport the respect that it deserves, and they go, I'm going to go do that sport. I'm going to look like that. No, you're fucking not. You're going to embarrass yourself.
Yeah, prep is so much more than just training and nutrition. If your mindset is not in the right place, prep is going to expose that. If you have control issues, perfectionist issues, a poor relationship with food or your body, all of these little things that you have not worked on first with your mentality, prep is going to fucking expose that, because it is so much more than just going to the gym and doing your cardio and eating little food. It's about still being able to operate on a high level when you are fucking tired, when you're hungry, when you're running on zero. You still need to show up in every other area of your life. You still need to go to work. You still need to pour into your relationships. Like, prep can't become your entire life where everything else gets fucked up and falls apart just because you're getting ready for a show.
Yeah, that's very powerful. And I think that's where people allow themselves to become a victim to the sport.
And give it a bad name.
Yes.
Yeah, bodybuilding ruined my life.
Yes. It comes down to your values, and essentially what you said, having, everything else in the right place and not allowing yourself to become a shit cunt because you're tired or you're hungry. It's no one else's fault. And this is where it's so important that getting lean, right? When we see people like myself right now, competitors posting themselves lean. Getting lean isn't a flex. Anyone can get lean. Like, anyone can get fucking lean. But who you become in the process of getting lean, how you hold yourself, that's what I'm most fucking impressed with.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And I've seen that from people I have prepped to stage myself. I've seen some of these girls really fucking impressed me. Not by how they placed on the stage, but how they carried themselves throughout their day-to-day lives, how they showed up and still, you know, were able to go to work and not complain, that they were still able to keep their recovery process in check, work a 9-hour day, but then still go hit their 15K steps and not make an excuse for it. Like these girls, the way they showed up, that was most impressive to me because I know how hard the prep was and how hard they had to dig. And the fact they could show up and still be a decent fucking human being and not only tick their protocols, but also tick their other responsibilities in their life.
Yeah.
That was fucking impressive to me.
Yeah. Who you are and how you show up when it's hard is what makes you a good athlete.
Yeah. And this is the mental side of the sport that we don't see. You can't physically see these things, right?
Yeah.
Unless you know this person personally or you're coaching this person. And I think it's such an important part to speak about because like this sport, the way why you do it, it needs to go deeper than the Instagram photo, right? There has to be some sort of passion or purpose. Like if the only purpose you're getting is from all the comments and validation you're getting on social media or the first place trophy that you won, if that's the only hit of dopamine or some sort of value that you're getting from this, you're missing the whole fucking point. And I think that's so important because people will essentially lose who they are because of that. I do this because I love, like I said, the reason why I was drawn to this sport in the first place. And it was probably the same for you.
Yeah, Ben literally asked me when I told him I wanted to compete, he said, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What's the reason? And my reason was literally I want to challenge myself. Like I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to see how far I can actually push my discipline, push my mind. Like it was all mental for me. Not once did I even think of, oh, I want to fucking go on stage with a sparkly bikini. Like that was a bonus. Like that's the reward at the end.
I always say it's celebration day.
Yes. Literally, that's how I viewed it. Literally, I found my journal from a while ago and the night before
that journal.
the journal need to burn that shit. But like the night before my first show, I literally wrote to myself, like, you've done the work. Tomorrow, just have fun. Like tomorrow you celebrate.
Yeah. I remember, and I'll probably do the same this time round with my shows. I did it every show. Obviously, with my last season, I vlogged a lot of my prep experience and I sat down the night before every single show and I just sat in front of the camera and I spoke. And I spoke to myself and I said, no matter what happens, like I'm sitting here and I'm taking a moment that like I fucking did this. And younger me, where I came from, would be so fucking proud. Like, regardless what happens tomorrow, like I'm here, I made it here and I am the still same me to my fucking core and I got myself here. Like that in itself is the biggest reward. And knowing that I did everything I could have possibly done, like that was essentially the biggest reward.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why it's so important to talk about these things, like we're not even talking about how to get shredded, how to embrace the sock. Like that's not what this is about right now. This is about ensuring that the expectation, let's call it, that people probably see from social media of this sport of what it's going to be like and think it's going to be this dream fantasy and like, oh my God, I'm going to be so popular on social media and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows and I'm going to have a great physique and I'm going to be able to go out on the weekends and feel so hot in my physique.
Yeah.
Trust me, babes, you're going to be so fucking tired and so fucking cold. You're not even going to be showing off your fucking physique or wanting to go out. You don't get to enjoy it.
No, you don't.
You don't get to enjoy it. And if that's why you're doing it, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why this is about bringing the reality. And the reality is of prep that it's not a glamour period of your life.
It's hard and it's supposed to be hard.
It's hard. It's grueling. It's not pretty. A lot of it is the same boring shit every single day. Metonymy, discipline, emotional regulation. That is a huge part of this shit. And especially with this sport, it attracts a lot of neurospicy motherfuckers.
Yeah, you
right?
gotta have a screw loose.
Yeah, you're going to have screw loose. So guess what happens if you are neurospicy when you go into prep? That shit's getting heightened. Whatever strong features about your personality you have, it becomes heightened in prep.
It does.
If you're a very emotional person, you feel things deeply, guess what? You're going to be feeling shit very fucking deeply.
Yeah, I felt that.
If you're naturally a bit of a hot-headed cunt and you fucking crack it over little things, you probably want to get that shit under wraps.
Absolutely.
You're going to become very fucking hot-headed. If you just cry at the top of the hat over everything, whether that's happy tears, you're probably going to be crying a lot
It
in prep.
exposes your weaknesses.
Whatever.
It really does.
Yeah, it's getting fucking heightened. I'm naturally, because I'm obviously autistic, obviously, I have to have things done in a certain order and I love things being done a certain way. So it feels very intense in prep that things are done exactly in that order and done in that certain way. So the difference with this is it's not just about dieting, it's about executing under pressure daily. And like Sandra said, I can't remember how exactly you worded it, but you essentially, it's not about being a high achiever, but you're a high.
You have to operate at a high level.
That's it. Yeah. Like every single day.
You got to still show up.
Yes.
You probably have a job. A lot of people who prep have businesses. I feel like we just have that high functioning overachiever type of personality that this sport attracts. You got to still show up. And that was probably the hardest part of prep for me, was showing up for my clients.
Yep.
Showing up for the women who are paying me to look after them. Pouring into my relationship, being a good friend, being a good daughter, being a good sister, all of these things, you have to still focus on all of these things. Yes, some things have to take a little bit of a backseat in prep, especially the deeper that you get into it. That's normal, but you can't just fuck off every other responsibility in your life just because you decided to do a show.
Especially if you're fucking 16 weeks out and you're going, oh, I'm 16 weeks out.
Yeah.
I just can't be bothered, talking or saying hi to that person.
Bro, good luck.
Good luck. And I say that only because I've heard girls so early say that shit. And I'm like, catch me a fucking break, cunt.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the very end of it. I'm only now I go into the gym and everyone just sees me give them the head nod. I'm not going up and saying hi, but I'm just like, head nod, good
Literally,
morning,
as soon as Amanda got in the car today, I'm like, are you chatty or should we just pump music?
You tell me what one you're in. Luckily, my medication was kicking in as I got in. That's essentially it. I'm only just now, for me, it's the little things, right? Throughout my whole prep, obviously my fellow peers at the gym, every morning I go in, I say good morning and I say hi, how they're going. Now, if I get distracted in the gym, my leg session or whatever, I'm finding it way hard to lock back in just at the state that I'm at.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
my fellow gym peers, my gym friends I always see in the morning, they see that and they give me the nod and they know once my session's done, I'll come up and say goodbye. I'm not being a shit human going, oh, poor me. Show up and be a good fucking human being.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? You chose to think about it this way. You chose to do the prep because it was hard, right? So guess what part of that hard part is? Socializing, saying hi to people, having respect for others in your environment, acknowledging people when they're in the room.
Absolutely.
Just because you're in prep doesn't mean, oh, poor me, right? Obviously, the people around you are probably not going to be expecting you to be bouncing off the fucking walls. But you still got to be a fucking human and contribute to society, yeah?
I love that you said that because the fact that gratitude is the biggest thing that got me through prep. I got stuck in that mindset of poor me.
Yeah.
And I had to snap myself out of that. Bitch, you chose to do this.
Yep.
And I had to rewire my thoughts in a way where I am grateful that I'm able to do this. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to go to the gym. To track their food, to eat this way, to step on a fucking stage. That is a privilege. That is an opportunity. I had to be grateful that I was able to do that. And once I changed my thinking to start thinking that way,
didn't it?
everything felt so much easier. Every day it was I went to bed feeling accomplished, not feeling poor me.
I'm getting through it.
Yeah,
I'm just getting through it.
I was why the fuck am I thinking this way? I can stop this whenever I want.
Yeah. What a shit
there's
time.
There's no gun to my fucking head forcing me to prep.
Imagine looking back going, I was so miserable through that.
Yeah.
Imagine being like that. Imagine being able to look back going, fuck, I carried myself so well. Even throughout this prep, my best friend Maddie, she's like, bro, the way you've carried yourself, we go for a morning walk every morning and she's like, the way you've carried yourself, she's like, honestly, you wouldn't even fucking know you're in prep.
Yeah.
And I was like, good. That's how it needs to be.
That's what my clients would say.
That's how I know I did the prep properly.
Absolutely.
If people are going to me, oh, you're really feeling it, aren't you? No. If I know that, I'm like, I need to lift my fucking game here.
Yeah.
Because it's not about getting shredded. And for some people it is, That's okay. You just want to do it purely for the aesthetic purpose. I completely understand that. But especially if you're under me, you're one of my prep clients or you're my fucking friend, we don't do this just for the validation to look a certain way. We're doing this because of the person we want to become, the person we want to show up, the identity that we're building for our fucking self here. That is why we do this sport. And that's why I preach it so fucking much, because it's that part that you can't see.
Yeah.
You can't fucking see it.
And you can't explain it until you
can't explain it.
Yeah.
And every prep I do, and it'll be the same for you when you go on your next one, is an opportunity to reflect and go, okay, how can I be better this time?
How can you grow?
How can I grow? What was I maybe being a little bit of a victim about? And it's okay to be a victim. But it's, you know what's even better than just being okay to be a victim, but actually reflect on it and be like, actually, yeah, okay, you know what? I could actually carry myself a bit better there.
Yeah.
Because I just said gratitude is such an important part of this.
Yeah.
And gratitude is essentially what's carrying me this prep too.
Yeah, I would journal about it.
Yeah.
3 things I'm grateful for every day. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this.
Yeah. It's such, and like it is an opportunity because look, there's so much that goes into doing this sport. You got to have time. You got to have money. You got to be able to have the stability.
Not everyone has the
you got to be able to
resources
live in a
this.
household that is regulated, that you don't live in a house of like fucking say 7 other people and there's temptations everywhere, right? Like we are privileged to be in the spot. Don't get me wrong, we created the privileges, but it is still a fucking privilege
Totally agree.
to be able to do this. And honestly, I love it. Like nothing can really take it away from me.
That perspective change really kept me grounded. Like that really kept me going.
Yeah. With your first prep, because that was your first one, right? This is my third one, but that was your first. Was there any like expectations you kind of had like going into the unknown? And was there anything that was a bit more of a reality check for you? Like maybe even the victim stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. The victim stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I've done multiple fat loss phases in the past. So I had an idea of what to expect, but like I said, you don't know how deep it goes until you're truly in it. I've never experienced feeling that tight in my life. I've never experienced feeling that hungry. So learning how to navigate all of these new emotions, uncomfortable emotions, and sit in that discomfort and still show up for myself and show up for everything that I just listed earlier, like all of my clients, everything in my life, that was a lot of fucking work, but it made me a better person.
Would you say it's almost learning throughout that experience to not act how you feel?
Yes.
Like hunger, fatigue, irritability.
You have to learn how to take your emotions out of it.
Yeah.
That was a big, big thing for me. And I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
I'm a very empathetic person. I feel things very deeply. So sometimes having to kind of disconnect from the way that I was feeling and just get the thing done no matter how. I remember one time I was doing cardio and I literally nearly broke down in tears.
Yeah.
And Stu was in the gym and he came up to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I just looked at him and he's like, "I'm just going to leave you alone." Just walked away. And like, you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
You just have to keep going.
You have to keep going.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, like every other person you're stepping on that stage with has had moments like that.
Exactly.
You are not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think about when you step on that stage, what kind of person do you want to say you are?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where when you are finding that you feel these emotions, the hunger, the irritability, the fatigue, your emotions can't dictate your actions. Because soon as you start having, that's what we're talking about, where you lose yourself in the process when you allow that to occur. So this is where it's so important that you go into this sport with personal standards.
Yeah.
What are your standards for yourself? And these standards, they actually reflect into your goals, right? Like we spoke on the Potty app when you came out of your show and I had you on the bikini edit and you asked me like, what are your goals for this prep? And I was like, well, actually, I want to really showcase to myself that, you know, even last prep, I still ran business well. My clients were still happy and satisfied. I kept the ball rolling, but I want to keep myself more emotionally regulated. Like I don't want to find myself being so reactive to high irritability or stress and actually be able to pause for a moment. So for me, my goal was to implement more mindfulness. And I have this prep. I've journaled every single morning when I wake up. I take moments to go walk outside where, thank God, doing a season A prep, I can actually walk outside. The difference that's made for me mentally is huge.
I'm so excited to do a season A.
The last 2 season Cs was during wintertime. And
It's
let
not
me
a
tell
vibe.
you, doing steps inside when it's raining on my little walking pad was honestly fucking depressing.
Yeah, it is.
It actually impacted my mental health a lot in that prep. And I can just say from being able to always do my steps outside, I haven't really walked my walking pad at all. The change in my mentality has just been ridiculous.
It's just like your environment.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think when you have these goals, right, like what are the standards and map them out. I think it's actually really powerful every prep, like what standards do you have for yourself? Write them down, keep them in your face. So that way when you start to feel those emotions creep in, especially as a first timer, what were the standards you set?
Yeah.
What is the identity, right? And this is where identity is super important because although you may be a first timer, right, we all come into the sport because we want a competitive edge, okay? We probably have other athletes in this sport that are pros maybe that we look up to. What are those pros doing? How are they carrying themselves? And if you want to eventually one day become that, even though maybe you're not there yet, you must be before you become. And this is where actually understanding your identity for yourself is important, that you're going in with an athlete mindset, executing regardless of the desired outcome that it is, okay? Because again, we spoke about people just doing this because they want to get shredded, but actually ensuring that you're not doing this from a place of chasing validation, a certain stage look or approval. If we were to talk about what would probably be an athlete mindset, someone that's not, let's call it the weak mindset, what do you think tails into that athlete mindset being the opposite of chasing that validation?
I think like you were saying earlier, it's about not losing yourself. Like I know I went into my prep with one goal and that was literally not to lose myself. And that was just little things like still getting my hair done, still getting my nails done, still like going on a date night with my partner, even though I can't be fucked, going somewhere that doesn't involve food just because that's what we love to do. Like still showing up for these other areas of my life, even though I might feel like shit and I was tired. Yeah, sometimes you got to slow down, like you got to pull back. Maybe you do have to cancel an event, something like that. But even just something as simple as going to get my nails done when I can't be bothered because that's who I am. I still wanted to show up as my nice girly self who puts effort into my appearance. I was still dressing nice. I was still going out doing all the things. I think that is a big, big part of it. Still showing up as yourself, not letting, yes, it's important to have this, I called it the champion mindset, like this athlete mentality. It's so important to be able to kind of switch off your emotions when you need to and get the thing done. But it's important to not make it your entire identity as well.
Yes, that is a big one right there. And I think that tails into self-awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
Because making it your whole identity, that still falls into losing yourself. And I love that you actually said like doing the things, like putting effort into yourself just because you're tired, deciding to not wake up and make yourself feel good like you usually would when you have energy.
Yeah.
I've done that so much this prep.
Yeah,
like
it makes a big difference.
When I've ever woken up and maybe I'm feeling a bit low energy mood, I would put on the brightest pink or blue gym set that I'd have.
I love that.
Put some cute little girly pigtails in. I'd get myself the gym and I would just feel like I would just change my whole mood.
Yeah, look good, feel good.
Yeah. And that was a big, look good, feel good. That was huge for me with this prep. And I'd go to the gym and I was like, oh, you're very bright today. And I was like, yeah, I feel it. Like, so I think that's a huge thing. Like just because you're low energy, don't slack off on the little things that make you feel more alive because it will impact how you show up. And I think also for me, I love being able to wake up every day and feel like I'm showing up as my authentic self.
Yeah.
And for me, I do that a lot through expression and how I dress and, you know, my style and things like that. It's always been very big for me since I was younger. So I think carrying that out for me throughout the prep, it's just something that, again, makes you feel like you yourself to your core throughout it.
Yeah. To me, that is what real athlete mentality is.
Yeah.
Still being able to show up as yourself and show up to all the things that you need to do. And like you said, not be a shit cunt. Still be a good person, get everything done, but get your protocols done as well, no matter how you feel.
Yeah. But then when we go into the deep end, right? And like I was saying to you in the car, oh, I am feeling some certain things now in the deep end. When we do go into the deep end, I think it can be hard to obviously not let the prep start to become your entire identity. And maybe sometimes the end it can become a little bit consuming. And I'm talking about the 4-week out mark. Like I'm talking when like you're fucking ready.
Yeah.
Like you are there. And it's hard at this point because you're getting closer. you start to feel more pressure. Every time you think that, oh my God, I step on stage literally in X amount of days, it's like it brings butterflies to your stomach. We were literally talking about the car and I was like, whoa, it's so close. And I'm like getting anxious. We start to feel a lot of pressure. Obviously the fatigue, the hunger, everything is high. For me, being my third season and obviously, you know, having a very somewhat decent season, the last one, I feel a little bit more pressure this season, 100%. So there's a lot of thoughts, emotions and physical feelings and adaptations going on at the moment. And I think it's important when you start to get to this point that knowing when you're pushing versus when you're slipping.
Yeah.
Did you ever have moments where maybe you got towards the end and maybe you felt like you were potentially starting to slip? Was there anything that started to occur?
I don't think so. Like, I wouldn't say anything was starting to slip. I would say my mind was just starting to get really loud and it was becoming harder to keep it quiet, especially after my Melbourne show. I just missed the overall in Melbourne and I had so much pressure on myself.
I could feel it. I could feel it after I was like, this bitch is coming back for redemption.
Yeah.
I was like,
like I went into like demon mode.
Yeah.
Like there was just I put so much pressure on myself. And with that comes like self-doubt, self-comparison. You're looking at other people on social media. Who's going to be there? How does she look? Is she digging? It's hard once you kind of slip into that hole. It's hard to pick yourself out of it. But I never slipped with anything that I was doing. I just had to put more work into keeping my mindset strong. And that was daily journaling, mindful time, everything that you said. Like, you have to put in the work when it comes to your mindset. Like, this is literally, journaling is a big one for me. Like, I am such a big advocate for that. I could go on about that for fucking hours. Just getting your thoughts out onto paper gives you so much clarity. And yeah, that was honestly the biggest thing that kept me going for so long. I still do it to this day.
Yeah, I think that's super important, especially when you get to that end bit, like the mindset.
Yeah,
and
it was all mindset.
I'm the exact same. Like even now where I'm at, it's getting hard. And like I said at the start of this podcast, I felt like the prep's been a breeze until literally the last few days.
Yeah, you wake up one day and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, so for anyone that's listened to any old previous podcast on the bikini editor of my last season, you guys would probably remember me talking about my last prep. I got very food focused. I was like towards the end for bed watching food porn, like of people eating. And it was absolutely wild to experience that, knowing that like, you know, that what's happening as you're watching it and you know how fucked up it is and how focused you are.
I had a phase like that.
And it's so addictive and you just like, it's
not good.
It's not good.
It's not healthy.
And I got so lean. Like I was there to 4 kilos lighter than what I am now, which is crazy because I'm pretty much like where we want to be, maybe just a tiny little bit of fat left to go. So it's pretty wild like how lean I got. But throughout this whole entire prep, I haven't done it fucking once. My food focus and noise has been so fucking low this prep. Like it's been my best prep yet. I think it's because my focus, I couldn't give a fuck about food, to be honest. I've just been giving a fuck about keeping the business running smoothly, showing up and, you know, spending time with Paul, making sure I've got all my ducks in a row. I'm taking time to still be a good friend to my close friends. I'm keeping up and doing the podcast, making sure I've got edits coming in. Like my focus is just elsewhere. Food's just like, fuck it.
I feel like it's good to stay distracted like that as well.
So important. And it was funny. So I was like, yeah, I hadn't experienced any of that. And then last night, before I went to bed, I had that urge. First ever time, guys, mind you, 20 weeks into fucking dieting and pretty much there. I had that little urge inside my brain that was like, oh, I could watch a video of food right now. But I didn't. I didn't give into it. It wasn't like, it was just a little bit. It was nowhere near even close as intense what my last prep was. But I was like, nah, didn't do it. Got past it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
That's athlete mentality right there. You don't give in to the urges and temptations.
Yes. And it's funny, like I'll be a bit vulnerable here. And I actually spoke to you about it before we came in here. I have a value of prep, which you guys, if you can't tell by now listening to this episode, that we do this because it's hard. We do it because we don't want to give into cheap dopamine, that we don't need short-term satisfaction, right? and giving into, say, watching food porn, that goes against that, right? That is not embracing the hard or the suck of like fighting that feeling, right? It's release dopamine. I can watch food, right?
Yes.
So it's a part of the challenge. And look, you can still get to stage, right? And fucking even win a pro card whilst watching food porn every night. It's possible. I did it last season, right? Does it align probably with athlete mentality of why we do sport? No, it doesn't. That's one thing I've done better this prep. But there was something I slipped this prep. A couple of weeks ago, I started vaping. And I fucking hate vaping.
Actually, yep, I did the same thing.
I hate smoking. I think it's fucking disgusting. And I used to always be that person, even if I was out and I was like, oh, someone give me a drag of that. I'm like, fuck, that is fucking disgusting. And yeah, I started vaping about 6 weeks, 4-ish, 6 weeks ago. And at the start, it just started a little bit in the car, you know, whilst I was driving. And I think it was just because like obviously I couldn't fucking eat, you know. And clearly, it's a dopamine hit, right? Every time you suck on that thing, it's frying your dopamine receptors.
You're dopamine deficient in prep.
Exactly. Your body literally is like, I want fucking dopamine, cunt.
From anything.
Yeah. So I was going on this vape, which a couple things here. Every time I would suck on that fucking thing, I would just feel this weird sickness within my own self.
Doesn't align with your values.
Disgust. Yeah. And when you're autistic, the values you have for yourself, the identity, it hits you stronger than any fucking thing ever. And for me, I would just feel so disgusted in myself. And I was like, literally about 4 days ago, I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? I was like, this doesn't align with who I am. I was like, do you need this to make the prep fucking easy, do ya? Like, are you that much of a fucking pussy? And I remember like saying to, even when I was hanging out with you the other day and I was smoking it in the car, I was like, oh, this is getting me through. Why do I need it to get it through?
Yeah.
You're not doing this to get through. You're doing to live and breathe and fucking feel every fucking part of this cunt.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was doing the exact same thing and I had the exact same feeling. I felt so icky. Like it just didn't align with who I was. Like I used to be a smoker and I quit and that was like one of my biggest achievements in life. And for me to start vaping again because it was getting me through and making it easier. You're not meant to make it easier. It's meant to be hard.
Yeah. I was like, what am I, a fucking pussy?
Yeah. It's not meant to be easy. That's the whole point.
Yeah. It was like 4 or 5 days ago and I just said, I'm throwing this cunt in the bin.
Good on you.
I threw it out. And it's been so good. And even everyone's like, oh, I can't believe you're so deep and you stopped. They were like, I was like, nah, doesn't fucking align with me. And ever since throwing that little fucker out and not touching it, obviously being ADHD as well, like it fries your dopamine receptors. It's constantly then giving you or even worse, a crash.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Which makes you keep wanting it. So getting past it and now not touching it, it's allowed me to not feel like I'm constantly crashing throughout the day and needing this fucking hit of something. And I'd feel so more in alignment of who I truly am. And I feel like I'm back on track. I feel like I'm ending this prep after fucking that off to my truest core of who I am.
I love that.
I haven't watched videos of food porn. I didn't continue doing something that I deeply do not align with. And I am doing everything else the best of my ability. Like even when I notice if I'm trying to go on my phone for no reason for dopamine, I'm like, put the fucking phone down, cunt.
Yeah.
You don't need dopamine to scroll your phone. Relax. Like actually take some chill time.
Again, that comes back to like what we're saying about learning how to sit in discomfort.
Yes.
That is exactly that. Like prep is supposed to be uncomfortable. And if you can't sit with that, if you are someone who's constantly chasing dopamine. You're going to have a fucking hard time because your dopamine levels are tanked when you're in prep. Like you are deficient as fuck.
You are so deficient.
Your body is going to look for any way to find dopamine. And if you can't sit in that discomfort without sabotaging yourself or just tolerating it, you're going to have a really, really hard time.
And that's where it comes aligned to your values. And I've just been so vulnerable with you guys and showed you I did act out of alignment in my values, but I pulled myself up on it. And that's where we're saying like, it's okay. Like not saying, hey, like if you want to fucking smoke the vape in prep to get you through, go for it. You still probably can win your fucking pro card, man. But it just depends on why you do this. And for us, we're very drawn within internal values. And that's why we sit here and talk because we share the same values, right? Not saying that you're a bad person for smoking a fucking vape, right? Like, but it's gotta, whatever you do, and this is with anything in life, doesn't just need to be bodybuilding. Do everything within alignment to your values. Because when you do things true to your core, no one can take anything away. Whether the outcome wasn't as good as what you wanted it to be, you still did it in alignment to your values. It's like coaching in the industry, right?
100%.
People try and scam, go against the values. These coaches don't believe in 8-week challenges. These coaches don't believe in giving everyone the same fucking mundane meal plan that every client has. They wouldn't do that themselves, right? So they're coaching and trying to make money against their values. Me and you, we're just like, nah.
I feel so icky.
There's a reason why you've never seen us run a fucking 8-week challenge, guys.
Exactly.
Don't believe in that shit. There's a reason why, like, not every client I spend hours setting their plan up because I actually ask them what foods they eat and I make it personalized to fucking them.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not going to put you on 1,600 calories.
There's
when
a reason why I can't take on 100 online clients and make banking, make you run the same program because it doesn't align with my values, right?
If you live true to your values, you are living in your true, authentic self, and that is the fucking key to happiness, bro.
That is the key to happiness. It's not the money. It's like
work out your values.
I can't, and I think that's what you probably got a bit of tism in you too, man. Because I tell you what, like ever since I was a kid, I could never truly pursue something that wasn't sitting right. Like, why am I doing this? And I think if we're pulling a string on you right now and it's making you question a few things you're doing, you're like, yeah, that's not with the most purest intentions. Take a deeper look. Tell you what, it's a much more fulfilling, happier life knowing you can lay your head on your pillow, knowing you do everything with the most pure intentions and alignment to your authentic self.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When we look at the deep end and we pull back the curtain, we know that the mental fatigue starts to become more. We've spoken about that. And it, like, for example, doing the things, whether it's like saying hello to everyone in the gym, even though I'm fucking exhausted, or showing up for clients, you still got shit to do. We've spoken, well, we haven't actually spoken too much, but at this point in time, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm fucking tunnel vision. Like Sandra said, in those last 4 weeks after the VIX, she was like, it's tunnel vision.
Yeah, I can't even, it's like a blur looking back because I was just a fucking robot. I was just getting up and doing the thing, and that's all that I could see. Yeah.
We have reduced capacity for life outside prep. So for example, you know, I'm not going to any social events on the weekend. Nothing that's too overexerting of my energy. For example, I had a birthday, close friend's birthday a couple of weeks ago, and we literally brought our meal prep. It was really funny in the car. We went for a couple of hours and my friend, she knew I was in prep and my social battery was tanked. I was like, I got to go, babe.
Yeah.
Still showed up for my friend, and I think she had a lot of admiration that, like, very close to show, 6 weeks out, and I was like, I'm here, bitch. But, you know, the social capacity side of things, it needs to take a back burner at this point. And I'll tell you right now, I need my fucking weekends. My weekends are my fill my cup weekends because I take it off work and I need to sauna, I need to practice posing, I need to have some time to spend time with Paul, I need to fill my cup so I can go back into another 5 days of locking the fuck in for my clients, which is my income and something I care about, right? So I think expecting that, like we said, don't think you're going to be at the neck end where you're your most shreddest showing it off. It ain't going to happen.
If you are a social butterfly type of person, if you love to go out with the girls at the weekend, have a drink, Sunday brunches, 6 months of prep, you're going to fucking hate your life by the end of it because you can't. Well, you shouldn't do that. You can't do that. You have no fucking energy. And if you think that you're going to be shredded, 6-pack, putting on a cute little outfit and going out, you're fucking not. Because by 7 p.m., by 3 p.m.,
me and Paul are laying on the fucking couch at 4 or 5 p.m. with our Ninja Creamies, wrapping it up, ready to go to bed at 6:30.
It's not pretty. Like, it's not pretty. Like, it's fucking grit. Like, it is rough. And you've got to be prepared for that.
Yeah. And I think as well, just also the social withdrawal, like less emotional bandwidth, like know your limits, right? Communicate to those around you. If you need time where you just need things to be quiet and not talk, literally like Sandra said to me when I got a car, she's like, do you want just like chill music, mute vibes, or, you know, how you feeling? Because she gets it, right? And I was like, actually, I'm not too bad. But like, how cool that you can just communicate with someone.
Yeah.
And rather than being a shit cunt and reactive going, oh, just leave me alone, I'm tired.
Yeah.
How about actually saying, hey, do you mind if I'm just a bit mute, if I'm a bit quiet? I'm just really wrecked.
Yeah. I think that's where it's really important to have the right support system as well. And people around you are not always going to understand, and prep can feel really isolating. I know that I felt kind of isolated. Yeah. My partner, he trains, but he's not into bodybuilding like I am. My family is a fucking old school traditional wog family, bro. They didn't understand
Like, what do you mean you don't eat?
Yeah,
Why are you not eating?
Literally, they don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You're
Like,
sick.
you should have seen my dad's face when he came to the show, and there's just everyone walking around with fake tan and bikinis.
He's
He was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Everyone's got eating disorders here.
So supportive, but
Yeah.
like they don't get it. And I think that's where it's really important to have the right support system around you as well.
Yeah. So communication's a big one. If you feel like you struggle to
Absolutely.
communicate in your day-to-day life, like you
Boundaries
actually
too.
don't have, if you don't have boundaries, you always want to be the loudest, funnest person in the room. You try to, or maybe people please, you're a bit of a people pleaser. You got to get that shit under wraps because
Yeah.
that is a part of your athlete mentality that you need under wraps.
Yes.
And that's something me and Paul, we have in a really good place of communication. Like I actually said to him this morning, I said, I think I'm about to go on my hardest week of prep. I was like, I ain't got no refeeds coming up. I said next week, like I have to really push. I'm already 1 week in of really low food and it's going to be another full week before any carbs. I told him how I felt last night about the food focus. It finally kicked in, like in the first part of it. I said, I think I'm going to really struggle. And he was like, I got you. It's okay. He's like, I'm glad you told me because now I'm aware of how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of communication. Like talk to your people.
Yeah.
Like you isolate yourself, right? We think we assume what people are thinking of us or expecting. You really do have to talk. You may not have the energy, but you do have to talk.
Yeah, I remember when I had to sit down with Stu and be like, hey, like this is getting really fucking hard and I need you to get through this. Like I need you to be here and be able to help me and support me to help me get through this because I did feel really isolated. And unless you have it, like we said, unless you have experienced it, you don't really know what it's like. So he didn't fully understand what I was feeling when maybe I didn't have energy to pour into him at the end of the day. Like this is when we weren't living together as well. So I would see him after work when I'm already fucked for the day. So he would get like the worst part of me. Do you know what I mean? So we had to sit down and have that conversation like, hey, I don't have much to give you right now. Like I'm here. I still love you. I'm just in the trenches. Like I'm going through it.
Yeah. And he would have loved and respected you so much. And he would have been like,
and he stepped
how can
up.
I help you? What do you need from me?
Literally,
what can I
he
do?
stepped the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like he understood and he took that extra responsibility on board to help me wherever he could.
Yeah. What a fucking man, honestly.
green
Respect.
flags.
We actually spoke about you two in the podcast Paul and I did yesterday.
did ya?
You guys
Oh.
actually came up in conversation.
Bless,
You'll
I
have
can't
to
wait to hear it.
Yeah, you'll have to have a little cheeky listen. But yeah, because we spoke a lot about relationships and competing and stuff.
Amazing.
And it's such an important part and it's so good. You know, we're very lucky for the partners that we have and how supportive they are.
Of course.
Not everyone gets that, man.
Yeah.
Validation, attention, and external noise.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So it's very clear, obviously, you look like a fucking cartoon character from
Yeah,
pretty
you look
much 6
crazy.
weeks out.
You look
Yeah.
insane. You don't look like a human.
You don't look like a human.
look fucked.
People are mind blown by how you look. And
Yeah.
especially Gen Pop, who have no idea how bodybuilding even works.
Yeah.
They're like stopping on the screen, seeing your photo going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you will be getting so much external noise and validation, especially if you are documenting your journey.
Oh, my
It's-
engagement on Instagram.
Yeah. You're doing the unthinkable and you have to expect it, right? And this is where when this increase of attention occurs when you get lean, right? One thing you have to understand, and this is something that I hold so deeply, especially when I get a lot of this thrown myself on social media, most people admire the outcome, not the work.
Yeah.
And that's why their opinion on your physique, body goals, whatever it may be, doesn't hold any weight.
Yeah.
Doesn't hold any. And as nice as people think they're being, going, oh my God, body goals, like, oh my God, your bum, shoulders,
Yeah.
you know, especially from Gen Pop, people that don't bodybuild.
It's very surface level validation.
It's surface level and it means nothing to me. Sorry, guys, if you're listening to this and you've said this to me, like big love to you all, but it means nothing to me because you guys don't see you don't see what I've given for this.
Yeah.
You don't see the days, the days where I've come crashing down, the literally 3 a.m. wake ups and straight into life and not stopping till 5 p.m. You don't see the times of showing up for a client while they're crying to me on a phone call whilst I just had my own mental breakdown 30 minutes before. You don't see me getting up and fucking doing my 30 minutes cardio, going to the gym, training for an hour, doing steps in between my rest periods because I need to get the steps or I'm not going to hit them, coming home and then doing another hour walk with Paul, then practicing my posing, then eating. Then now it's only 8 a.m., only 8 a.m. And now I'm getting ready and doing my journaling before work starts. Cool. Now I'm responding to the 20 unread messages on my phone. Now I've got to smash out 5 check-in. Like, you don't see what I have to do to get here. And let me tell you right now, and I said this to Sandra in the car, it was funny because I was like, oh my God, you know what? Someone actually said something to me and it was a compliment that I really valued. I was like, wait, it was actually you now that I remember. Sandra said to me, it was something along the lines, respect your grind, sis. Like, that meant so much to me, more to me than someone saying to me body goals.
Yeah.
Because fuck yeah, thank you, because this grind has been
I'd rather be complimented on my hard work than my
100%. Like, compliment me on my hard work. The judges are going to tell me my physique. I don't need you to tell me because honestly, it's like I look at my physique and there's things I'm not happy with because I don't look at it from a gen pop aesthetic type point of view. I look at it from a symmetry to a fullness to detailing type. I'm looking at it from a non-bias as if I was looking at my own coach.
Yeah, but also like our competitive physiques should not be your body goal.
No.
Like, this is a competitive physique. This is for one day. And you see it when we're posing, when we're flexing, when we're tan in our bikinis. Like, that should not be your fucking body goal. We are fucking malnourished. Like, we're not healthy. We're not in a healthy, well, not me right now, but we're not in a healthy state.
Yeah, and it's one thing I always preach. Every so often I'll sprinkle it throughout my prep. Just a reminder, guys, because people are commenting about, I'm like, just a reminder, I'm not your body goals, yeah?
I said that to my clients as well.
Not your body goals.
Yeah, I got it a lot from my girls when I was close to show, and I sent a big message in the group chat saying, I'm so grateful for all the love and support and hype, but you don't want to look like me right now because it is not healthy and it is not sustainable.
Yeah, I'm not staying here. And how you look on stage, it's like for a fucking couple days.
Yeah.
You're literally having, like, within the first week, get a kilo or 2 back on you.
Yeah.
Get a good week of, like, straight into a surplus. Like, get some fucking weight on you.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't want to stay there. You don't want to try to hold on to that.
It's not a good look.
Get a couple kilos.
I did not like the way that I looked. I just felt skinny and fucking like I looked unwell.
Very unwell. And it's fucking hectic. It's a pretty dangerous spot to be in. You're easily injured. You can't show up. You've got no period. It's a very dangerous spot for the body to be. So this is why it can be so great in making sure we land the plane on time. Like, going a bit off topic here, but I've seen athletes that, you know, are ready 10 weeks out and I'm like, oh, for one show, like not even doing multiple shows, like I'm like, your coach has just got you ready too early. Like, that is a stress state for your body to be in. Hold that.
Yeah, fuck
like
that.
Getting ready a little bit early, fantastic, you know, a couple of weeks, but I think it is important to land the plane close to show.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
you don't want to be in that state for longer than you need to.
It's a dangerous territory to be in, and it's no way of life.
No.
And you all need to understand it is no fucking way of life. So this is a learning. We're trying to help you people that don't compete to understand if someone is competing, the way that you can actually help them is maybe compliment on the hard work. Maybe it's your friend and you can see how hard they're showing up. Maybe it's your own coach. Maybe you have a coach in there in comp prep and you can see that they are grinding and they're showing up and maybe they did a really good check-in and you were like so happy with it. Like, tell them that because I can tell you right now, you are going to well and truly make their fucking day as opposed to saying body goals. And I love it because I have so many of my clients and a lot of the girls I've actually prepped to stage 4 even the last season. Ella, she's been my client for over 3 years now. God love her. She wrote on her check-in, she's actually done it twice now. She's like, Amanda, I just want to say, she's like, I know you'd be in the fucking trenches right now, but she's like, your coaching is still fucking elite. She's like, I've loved my check-ins. She's like, you wouldn't even know you're in prep. And I said, I was like, dude, thank you. I was like, you don't know how much that means to me because I love reassurance and that instills, I'm still doing a good job.
Yeah.
How I'm feeling, people can't see it. And to me, that's me being an athlete. I'm doing the hard thing. I'm not letting people see how I feel. And it may seem, fake or whatever. I'm still, right now, I'm showing authenticity. Like I will post on prep, like this was a hard day, guys. Not feel sorry for me, but this is how I tackled and navigated it, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's huge. I think everyone, whether you're a competitor and you're getting the validation and it's going a bit to your head, and maybe you're thinking that you finally feel like someone, you're getting attached to it, it holds no weight. It holds no fucking weight. Let it go. One ear out the other. If you're not a competitor and you don't actually know, you want to support someone, but the only way you know how to compliment is just based on them being body goals. See what different terminology you can use. I reckon it's going to make an impact in how they feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. Like admiration, like I can see you've been doing this for such a long time. Wow, how impressive you got
Those
yourself
are the best
here.
compliments to
The
get.
best compliments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it holds so much more value to us,
Yeah.
seriously. Like I don't even reply to half the comments because I'm like, same shit, different fucking comment. Cool. Wrapping this up, what do we want to finish this with, I reckon? Maybe you do a quick spin of what if you should compete if you've got these things. Maybe I'll go should not compete if.
Okay. Number one, you have to be process driven. You cannot be outcome driven. And like we were saying, you can't tie your whole identity to bodybuilding and your physique. You do bodybuilding, you are not just a bodybuilder. You have to know who you are outside of bodybuilding. You have to love who you are outside of bodybuilding as well. You have to be willing to detach yourself from the validation that we were just talking about because you're going to get a lot of it. My inbox was fucking going crazy the whole time I was in prep. The leaner I got, the higher my Instagram engagement got.
4 days of unread messages. Like, I'm so sorry, guys, but it's the same shit. Everyone's like, you look so good. I'm like, no offense, but I fucking know I look good. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to tell me I look good.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking know it. I know that sounds a bit weirdly in a weird way.
100%.
But I don't have the energy to reply to the exact same message I just got sent from 5 other people.
Yeah. My Instagram engagement was through the roof.
No offense.
Yeah.
No
the
offense.
more shredded I got, the higher it got. Like, you are going to get that validation. You need to know how to detach yourself from it.
I just like the comment now. Don't even write. I know it sounds bad, but fuck, I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
It doesn't not value to me.
And the number one thing is, like we said, you have to know how to sit in discomfort. And that comes from living this lifestyle before you've even stepped into the sport. You have to have been following structure around your training, your nutrition, ticking the boxes, tracking your food, showing up every day, no matter how you feel. You have to be able to do all of these things first, consistently for at least fucking 1 to 2 years before you even think about stepping on stage, because prep is not the time to build discipline. It's not the time to build habits or structure. This shit needs to be your lifestyle. You need to live and breathe it before you even think about entering a prep.
Couldn't have said it any better. Touching on that, this is why you should not compete. If you're chasing aesthetics only. Bodybuilding is not a weight loss competition. I'm going to say that right fucking now.
Yeah.
Go do a photo shoot prep or something.
Yeah, 100%. Photo shoot preps are so much fun.
If you do it for aesthetics, you're going to get stripped raw. You're probably not even going to fit the criteria because it goes about actually fitting the fucking criteria, guys.
Yeah.
Don't do it for aesthetics only. If you find you're someone naturally within your day-to-day life, to feel some sort of worthy, you need constant external validation. You're always posting on your stories, hoping for a comment on how good like your, I don't know, makeup looks, or if you're hoping that like your partner's always going to compliment you 24/7, or you got to be the loudest person in the room so everyone thinks you're the funniest person. Like if you always just need like to feel seen like constantly, don't do a prep.
No.
If you're emotionally reactive, don't do a prep.
Out. Go to therapy first.
Go to therapy. And no one's perfect. I've had to work through a lot of my emotional regulation, but I think the biggest thing for me, and every time I've seen a therapist, like I've had some different psychologists and stuff in my time, they always say to me, like, you're so self-aware. I was like, thank you. I really pride myself on that because I'm always looking for ways to improve. Yeah. I don't just act out in a way that, you know, isn't the way I want to be carried, you know. And another one, if you think the prep will fix you, if you are chasing a prep to fill a void in your life, you just went through a breakup, or I'm going to show them, or
fuck that.
Don't do a prep. The prep is going to strip you fucking raw.
Yeah, like we said, it's going to expose all of the holes. It's going to expose all of your weaknesses. It magnifies that shit.
Yeah. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to know who the fuck you are. You need to actually, it sounds like cliche, you need to fucking love yourself.
You really do.
You need to know who you are. And if you need the stage to feel good about yourself, you're not ready for the stage.
I love that. I love that. This sport is not just about getting lean. It's about becoming someone who can handle what it takes to get there without losing yourself.
Yeah. It's about becoming someone who can handle what it takes to get there. So again, your identity without losing yourself. And most importantly, it's important to remember that this sport, it's either going to expose you or it will build you.
Yeah.
It is all in your hands in how you show up and how you want to play it. So hopefully after listening to this app, that's going to really help guide the way.
Yeah. That was good.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah. Thank you.